Hello students, welcome to Memonit. I am Shahin Mahmood, SME at Memonit. So now we will discuss biology section A part 1. So let's start from the question number 101. So here it is saying that select the incorrect statement from the following, and the four options are given. So first option is saying that Mangifera, Solanum and Panthera represent the generic epithet. So is it correct? Yes, it is correct. Now the second one is Petunia and Datura belong to the family Solanaceae. It is also correct statement. Both Petunia and Datura belong to the family Solanaceae. Now the next statement is Leo, Aestivum and Musca represent a specific epithet. This is not correct because Leo, you can see in explanation that Leo and Aestivum represent a specific epithet, but although that the Musca doesn't represent the specific epithet, it represents genus. That's why this statement is incorrect. Now the next one is mango belongs to order Sapindales. So it is also correct statement. So our correct option for this question is 3 because the incorrect statement. Now the next one is 102. Okay. So it is saying that which one of the following statement is correct regarding L in the scientific name of mango, Mangifera indica L. So what does this L? Let's read the options. First is saying that letter L signifies taxonomist Lewis. We don't know anyone taxonomist Lewis. This is the incorrect one. The next one is the name is reversed with indica preceding Mangifera. This is also not correct. The next one is letter L signifies taxonomist Linnaeus. Yes, it is absolutely correct. Taxonomist Linnaeus, letter L. So, and last one it is saying that letter L is superfluous. It is also not correct. So, here third option will be our correct answer for this question. Okay, now moving to the question number 103. Here it is saying that nomenclature is governed by certain universal rules. Which one of the following is contrary to the rules of nomenclature? That means which one is not followed in nomenclature rules, contrary. Now it is saying that the names are written in Latin and are italicized. So it is absolutely correct. Now the next one is when written in hand, the names are to be underlined. It is also correct. When we read any scientific names, we need to underline this to validate that these are scientific names. Next one is biological names can be written in any language. It is not correct because it should be written in Latin language only, and when printed italicized, and when you are written in hand, then it should be underlined. The next one is the first word in a biological name represent the genus name, and the second is specific epithet. It is absolutely correct. Mangifera indica, Mangifera is the genus and then indica is the specific epithet. It is also correct. So here third option will be your correct answer for this question. Okay. So moving towards the next question, 104. Let's go. 104. Okay. It is saying that assertion design type of question, that it is saying that classification is necessary to study all living organisms. Absolutely correct. Now the reason is saying that in classification what happens that individuals are grouped into categories. It is also correct. So now we need to check that whether the reason is the correct explanation of the assertion. So if we put a because here, because what you can see that, now read, classification is necessary to study all living organisms because in classification individuals are grouped into categories. So the reason absolutely verifying the assertion. Sorry, that's why both assertion reason are correct and reason is the correct explanation of assertion. First option will be your correct answer for this question. Okay, moving towards the next question, 105. Okay, so the total number of species that are known and described are in between. Options are given 1.5 to 1.8 million, 1.6 to 1.7 million, 1.7 to 1.8 million, 1.8 to 1.9 million. So this is a typical NCERT database question. If you don't remember the data in NCERT, you can't attempt this question. So you need to remember those. So third option here, 1.7 to 1.8 million will be our correct answer for this question. Moving towards the next question, 106. It is saying that which of the following represents the correct sequence of various taxonomy categories. And here are the things given. So I have a trick for you. Here you can see in explanation it is given that this one. So I have a trick for you. It's simple trick. If you remember this KPC of GS, you can remember this for your lifetime. I remember this during my NEET time, and now it still I can recall from this. So K is for kingdom, P is for phylum, C is for class, then O is for order, F is for family, G is for genus, and S is for species. So here if we see, third option will be our correct answer for this question. So phylum and division, when we are talking about animal, then phylum should be used, and when we are talking about plant, division should be used. The third option will be our correct answer for this question. Now moving towards the question 107. Okay, 107. Very good. So okay, which of the following suffixes used for units of classification in plants indicated in a taxonomy category of family? Else, ONAE, SCAE, SCEA, or A, just A. So if we see that the suffix for division is phyta, for subdivision is phytina, for class is Opsida or Phaeaceae or AE, for order it is else, for family it is AC. So what is the question asking? For family. So our correct answer should be ACEA. So here third option will be our correct answer for this question. Okay, third option. Now moving towards the next question 108. So match the column. It is match column first with column second for housefly classification and select the correct option using the codes given below. So family is Muscicadae. Family is Muscicadae. Now the order is Diptera. Order is Diptera. Now the class is Insecta and phylum is Arthropoda. So if we match all of these for housefly, we will get second option A third, then B first, then C is fourth, and D is second. So second option will be our correct answer for this question. Understand? Now the next one is 109. It is saying that genus represent an individual plant or animal, a collection of plant or animals, a group of closely related species or of plants or animals, or none of this. Third option will be your correct abbreviation or correct statement for this genus. Genus represent a group of closely related species of plants or animals. So this one is the correct one. So third option will be your correct answer for this question. Now moving towards the next question 110. Select the correct sequence of Homo erectus, and all the options are given. So if we see the correct sequence of Homo erectus, here we go. Okay, you can see this. The species is Erectus, genus is Homo, family is Hominidae, order is Primata, class is Mammalia, phylum or division is Chordata. So if we see all of this, you can see that in our third option, it is given in a reverse order: Chordata, Animalia, Primata, Erectus, or Homo. Third option, sorry. Here it will be first option. Sorry, it is wrong. 110 first option. Just a second. Can you tell me why this third option is incorrect? Okay, so you can see that Animalia should be given in first, then Chordata, then Primata, then Homo, then Erectus. Where you can verify here. So here is Chordata, then you can see that Mammalia. So here kingdom is Animalia, then phylum is Chordata, then order is Primata, and then Homo is the genus, and lastly Erectus is the species. That's the correct order. So first option will be your correct answer for this question. Okay, moving towards the next question 111. It is saying that specific epithet is, and the options are given, that first word in the scientific name of a species, second word in a scientific name of a species, both A and B, or none of this. So second option will be our correct answer for this question. So if we write Mangifera indica, so this is the scientific name. So now this Mangifera is the genus and this indica is the specific epithet or species name. So here this is the second one. Second word of in scientific name is species. That is the specific epithet. So here second option will be your correct answer for this question. Moving towards the next question, 112. Okay. So it is saying that two plants can be conclusively said to belong to the same species if they can reproduce freely with each other and form seeds, have more than 90% similar genes, look similar and possess identical secondary metabolites, have same number of chromosomes. So we can say that two plants can be conclusively belong to the same species if they can reproduce freely with each other and form seeds. So here first option will be our correct answer for this question. If we go by the other options as well, that it is saying more than 90% similar genes, not correct. Look similar and possess identical secondary metabolite. Look से कुछ नहीं होता. You need to match this with their characters, primary characters. The second one, third and last one is have same number of chromosomes. It is also not correct. So first option will be our the most appropriate one and it is the correct answer. Now we need to match this. This is a diagrammatical question 113. Okay. So now it is saying that recognize the figure and find out the correct match. So the first we can see that this is the spirillum. Now this is a spiral spirillum. Now the next one is this B figure. You can see these are basically a spherical coccus. It will be matched with cocci, spherical coccus. Now the last C, you can see that these are comma shaped vibrium, vibrio cholerae. So you can see it will be matched with this. And last one you can see these are basically rod shaped bacillus. D will be matched with first. So here third option will be your correct answer for this question. Moving towards the next question 114. Okay. So it is saying that which bacteria are most abundant in nature? Archaebacteria, photosynthetic autotrophic bacteria, chemosynthetic autotrophic bacteria or heterotrophic bacteria. So heterotrophic bacteria are the most abundant in nature. So fourth option will be your correct answer for this question. You can also read the explanation here. The heterotrophic bacteria are most abundant. The majority are important decomposers. Many of them have a significant impact on human affairs and they are helpful in making curd from milk, production of antibiotics, fixing nitrogen in legume roots, etc. So these are the functions of heterotrophic bacteria. Moving towards the next question 115. It is saying that nostoc and anabina can fix atmospheric nitrogen in a specialized cell known as conidiophores, oxospores or hormones or heterocysts. So the correct answer is heterocysts. Fourth option will be your correct answer. This conidiophore and oxospore related maybe with fungi and this heterocyst is related with nostoc and anabina. These are the specialized cell which can be used to fix atmospheric nitrogen. These are a specialized cell. So that's why fourth option will be your correct answer for this question. Moving towards the next question 116. Okay. So it is saying that assertion chemosynthetic autotrophic bacteria oxidize various inorganic substances, absolutely correct. And the reason is saying that energy released during oxidation is used in ATP production. It is also correct. But now we need to check that whether this reason correctly verifying the assertions. If we simply put the orthodox method, if we put a because here is because. Now just read this. Chemosynthetic autotrophic bacteria oxidize various inorganic substances because energy released during oxidation is used in ATP production. This is not verifying. The reason is not verifying the assertion because you can see that here Chemosynthetic autotrophic bacteria oxidize various inorganic substances such as nitrate, nitrites, and ammonia and use the released energy for the ATP production. And that's why, as the reason is not correctly verifying the assertion, second option will be our correct answer for this question. Now we are moving to the next question, 170. So it is a match the column type question. Match column first with column second with the correct combination. So column first we have group protista, and then column second we have examples. The first one is chrysophytes. So chrysophytes are also known by diatoms. So it will be matched with diatoms. Now the next one is dinoflagellates. So dinoflagellates, the example is gonialox. Now the next one is the euglenoid. We know that euglenoids, the similar name euglena. And the last one is protozoan. Protozoan is paramecium. Examples. Now we matched all this, so here fourth option will be our correct answer for this question. Moving towards the next question, 118. It is saying that sleeping sickness is caused by amoeboid protozoan, flagellated protozoan, ciliated protozoan, or sporozoan. So sleeping sickness is caused by flagellated protozoan. Second option will be our correct answer. So these flagellated protozoans, the member of this group are either free living or parasitic. They have flagella. The parasitic forms cause disease such as sleeping sickness. Example is trypanosoma. The next one is 119. Assertion reason. So it is saying in assertion that virus is an obligate parasite, and the reason is saying that virus is host specific. So virus is an obligate parasite, correct, and virus is host specific, it is also correct. Now we need to check that whether this reason correctly verifying the assertion. So we know that the virus basically are the crystal consist largely of proteins, and they are inert outside, and their specific host cell. Virus are obligate parasite, absolutely correct, and they behave as non-living crystalline proteins outside the living host, but becomes active and starts fast multiplication inside a living host. So this reason is not telling about that why this virus is the obligate parasite. It is just saying the feature of the virus, that virus is host specific. Without host, virus can't survive. But it is not saying that why this virus is obligate parasite. So that's why both statements are correct, but here reason is not verifying the assertion. That's why second option will be our correct answer for this question. Moving towards the next question is 120. So given below are the two statements. Statement first is given mycoplasma can pass through 1 micron filter size, correct. Now the next one is mycoplasma bacteria with a cell wall. In the light of the above statement, so okay, we need to choose the appropriate option. So mycoplasma or bacteria with cell wall. Mycoplasma doesn't have a cell wall, so this statement is absolutely incorrect. So now if we need to choose the options, that statement first is correct, but statement second is incorrect. So third option will be our correct answer for this question. Moving towards the next question, 121. So we need to choose the wrong statement. First one is, it is saying that pseudopodia are locomotory and feeding structure of sporozoan. This is not correct. Pseudopodia are not the locomotory or feeding structure of sporozoans. Now the next one is basically, so if we look about this, what the pseudopodia do. So basically pseudopodia, the structures in amoeboid protozoans, not in sporozoans. So pseudopodia are the structure in amoeboid protozoans, not in the sporozoans. That's why this is a wrong statement. Now moving to other next statements or options. Mushrooms belong to basidiomycetes. It's absolutely correct. Cell wall is present in the members of fungi and plantae. Yes, it is also absolutely correct. Mitochondria are the powerhouse of the cell in all kingdom except Monera. It is also correct. Bacteria doesn't have this mitochondria. So You know this mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. Everyone knows this from class 6 to till NEET level. Everyone knows this. If you ask a doctor, if you ask anyone, everyone knows this. The mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. So you need to choose the wrong statement. The first one will be your correct answer for this question. I hope you are understanding each and every question perfectly, because there are little concepts needed to solve this kind of questions, because you need to remember and understand the concept from the NCERT. If you read the NCERT multiple times, then this paper will be very easy for you, just like a piece of cakewalk. Okay, now moving towards the next question, 122. It is saying that the primitive prokaryotes responsible for the production of biogas from the dung of ruminant animals include the halophiles, thermoacidophiles, methanogens, or eubacteria. So you can see that you just try to understand the questions and break it into simple parts. It is saying that biogas, production of biogas and dung from the dung of the ruminant. So that's something related with methane. That means the bacteria will be included methanogens. So third option will be your correct answer for this question. Thermoacidophiles, thermo means something heat or something like very warm, so it is also not correct. And halophiles means salt area or something like that, so it is also not correct. So third option will be your correct answer for this question. Now moving towards the next question, 123. So it is saying which of the following shows coiled RNA strand and capsomeres. So you can see this is the structure. Where is the capsid? These are the capsids. So and coiled RNA structure if have. So tobacco mosaic virus have coiled RNA strand and capsomeres. So second option will be your correct answer for this question. If you visualize the diagrams of NCERT, you can simply tick the question that it is tobacco mosaic virus. Moving towards the next question. It is saying that in the studies on the atmospheric pollution, lichens are important as basically they are pollution indicator. Now we also read the options that can readily multiply in polluted atmosphere, efficient purify atmosphere, are very sensitive to pollutants, and can also be grown in a greatly polluted atmosphere. So third option here will be correct answer, because we know that the lichens are a very good pollution indicator, as I say, and they are very sensitive to pollutants that do not grow in polluted areas. That's why here third option will be your correct answer for this question. Now moving towards the next question, 125. Now the next question is 125. It is saying among the common cold, flu, mumps, smallpox, herpes, influenza and AIDS, how many diseases are caused by viruses in humans? Okay. So common cold is caused by virus, that is a very specific virus, rhinovirus. And mumps also caused by virus, smallpox, herpes, influenza, AIDS. These are all caused by virus in humans. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So fourth option will be your correct answer for this question. Moving towards the next question, 126. Okay. Now this question is from the sexual reproduction in flowering plants, diagram based question. So this is asking about A, B, C, D, E. Okay. So now here you can see that A is basically, if we look at A is the connective. A is asking, also A here is connective. A. Now next one, B is basically the epidermis. C is the endothecium. C is the endothecium. Then D is the sporogenous. D is the sporogenous tissue. And lastly, E is basically the tapetum. So if we see this, that in fourth option, that A is connective, then B is the epidermis, C is the endothecium, then E is the tapetum, and also D is the sporogenous tissue, and F is the middle layer. F is the middle layer. So your fourth option will be your correct answer for this question. Moving towards the next question, 127. Okay, so it is saying that generative cell was destroyed by laser beam, but a normal pollen tube was still formed because vegetative cell is not damaged. Contents of killed generative cell stimulated pollen growth. Laser beam stimulates the growth of pollen tube. The region of emergence of pollen tube is not harmed by laser beams. So the correct answer is first option, that generative cell was destroyed by laser beam, but a normal pollen tube was still formed because vegetative cell is not damaged by the laser beam and they forms the pollen tube. So pollen grain or microspore divide mitotically, forming a larger tube or vegetative cell and a small generative cell. So here first option will be your correct answer for this question. Moving towards the next question, 128. And it is asking that the total number of meiotic divisions required for forming 100 grains of wheat is 100, 75, 125 or 50. So we will understand this question conceptually, but here's a trick from my side which will help you to solve any kind of question in this pattern. So the trick is n plus n divided by 4. So number of meiotic division is asking for 100 grains. So n is the number of grains or seed. So n here is 100. So 100 plus 100 divided by 4. That means 125. So the third option will be your correct answer. Now we will understand this question conceptually. So you know that in plants 4 male gametes are produced via single microspore via meiosis. So after 25 division, 100 male gametes will be produced. Also, 1 female gamete is produced after a single meiotic division. Hence, 100 eggs will be produced in 100 division. Hence, a total of 125 meiotic divisions are required for the formation of 100 wheat grains. So, third option will be our correct answer for this question. Moving towards the next question, 129. It is also diagram based question. So, recognize the figure and find out the correct matching. A, B, C, D we need to find out. So here 129. If we try to solve this question, you can see that A is the megaspore mother cell. This one is the A. Now B here is the micropilar end. Now if we see the C here is the C, I think this one is C. Okay, so this one is C, and this C is the megaspore dyad. And then D, you can find D. This D here is basically megaspore tetrad, and E you can find this E is basically nucellus. This is a typical NCERT diagram based question. So here that's why third option will be your correct answer for this question. Okay, so let's visualize a diagram of NCERT very carefully. Questions can come in it. Now next question is 130. Okay, so artificial hybridization is one of the major approaches of crop improvement program for the bisexual flower. It includes the following steps in the correct sequence: bagging, pollination or rebagging, pollination, bagging or rebagging, emasculation, bagging, pollination, then rebagging, bagging, emasculation, pollination or rebagging. So the correct sequence is: first is emasculation, then bagging, then pollination, then rebagging. You can read the explanation here, very clearly written. First we need to emasculate or separate, then bagging is done, then pollination is done, and also rebagging lastly should be done to avoid any further pollination. Okay, so third option will be your correct answer for this question. Moving towards the next question, that is 131. Wind pollination is common in lily, grasses, orchids or legumes. It is clearly written in NCERT this line that wind pollination is quite common in grasses. So your second option will be your correct answer for this question. You need to remember this kind of data. You have no choice. Moving towards the next question, 132. So it is saying that an organic substance that can withstand environmental extremes and cannot be degraded by any enzyme is cuticle, sporopollenin, lignin or cellulose. That is absolutely sporopollenin. Second option will be our correct answer. So you can read this, that the hard outer layer of pollen called exine and is made up of sporopollenin. It can withstand high temperature, strong acid and alkali. No enzyme that degrades sporopollenin is so far known also. So that's why second option will be our correct answer. Moving towards the next question, 133. It is saying that in which of the following pollination is autogamous? Pollination is autogamous. Xenogamy, chasmogamy, cleistogamy or geitonogamy. So we know that in some plants such as viola, oxalis and camelina, what happens that it produces two types of flowers. Chasmogamous flowers that are similar to flowers of other species with exposed anthers and stigma, and cleistogamous flowers. And these cleistogamous flowers do not open at all. That's why the pollination is autogamous in this kind of flower. Third option will be our correct answer for this question. They don't need any agents for pollination. They have assured seed sets as well. The next question, 134. Okay. So which of the following statement is not correct? Why it is? Let's read the statements. And it is saying that pollen grains of many species can germinate on the stigma of a flower, but only one pollen tube of the same species grows into the style. It is absolutely not correct. So let's read other statements as well. That it is saying insects that consume pollen or nectar without bringing about pollination are called as pollen or nectar robbers. Yes, it is correct. And now the next one is pollen germination and pollen tube growth are regulated by chemical components of pollen interacting with those of the pistil. Yes, it is absolutely dynamic and chemical process. The next option is some reptiles have also been reported as pollinators in some plants. It is also correct. Now let's see this first option. So pollination basically does not guarantee the transfer of the right type of pollen, compatible pollen of the same species as the stigma. Often wrong pollen lands on the stigma, and if wrong pollen lands on the stigma, that is non-compatible. So pistil has the ability to recognize right or wrong interaction through these chemicals. So pollen grains of many species can germinate the stigma of flower, but only one pollen tube of the same species grows in the style. It is not correct. So here first option will be our correct answer for this question. Moving towards the next question, that is 135. 135, it is saying that winged pollen grains are present in mango, cycas, mustard or pinus. So winged pollen grains are present in pinus. So here fourth option will be our correct answer for this question. Now we are moving towards the section B. Section B, first question is section B. Section B is the tough. Section B is more tougher according to NEET NT. Now let's solve this. So it is saying that assertion in plants, apomixis is a form of asexual reproduction that mimics sexual reproduction. Reason is given that apomixis involves the production of seeds without the fusion of gametes. Now you can see the assertion is correct. Now reason is also correct. So if we put a because here, now let's reread it. It is saying that in plants, apomixis is a form of asexual reproduction that mimics the sexual reproduction. Okay, because apomixis involves the production of seeds without the fusion of gametes. Absolutely, reason is correctly verifying the assertion that why is apomixis the asexual reproduction, how it mimics the sexual reproduction, because it involves production of seeds but without the fusion of gametes. That's why it is called as apomixis. And you can see that that's why first option will be our correct answer, as The reason is the correct explanation of assertion, and both the statements assertion and reason are true. First option will be your correct answer for this question. You can see the apomixis in apomixis or parthenocarpy, all these in Astraceae family, grasses, etc. Now next one is 137. Okay, so recognize the figure and find out the correct matching. So you need to find. First one is, this figure is given for a chasmogamous flower, and this A is given for chasmogamous flower, and this B is given for clistogamous flower. This does not open at all, and this is all good. So these are autogamous, you know. So clistogamous flowers are autogamous, as we solved the previous question. So first option will be a correct answer for this question. Moving towards the next question, 138. Okay, so it is saying assertion, only the pre-pollination growth of male gametophyte occurs inside the microsporangium, whereas the remaining growth occurs over the female reproduced organs. Okay, the reason is saying that whole of the growth of female gametophyte occurs inside the megasporangium. Now both the statements here, first is also correct, assertion is correct, and reason is also correct. But what happens that in case of male gametophyte, only the pre-pollination growth occurs inside the microsporangium, whereas the remaining growth occurs over the female reproductive organ. On the contrary, the female gametophyte complete growth occurs inside the megasporangium. But if we also put a because there, this reason correctly not verifying the assertion. That's why second option will be our correct answer for this question. Now moving towards the next question, 139. If you ever confused in assertion reason based question, just put a because and try to understand that whether this reason correctly verifying the assertion, because in reason what you have to be to correctly verify that in assertion whatever written as it correctly verifying in the reason. Okay, so if it is true, then you put the first option as answer, and if it is not true, then you put the second option as your answer. Okay, so 139, it is saying that pollen tube after reaching the ovary enters the ovule through the micropyle and then enters one of the synergids through the filiform apparatus, both synergids through the filiform apparatus, egg cell or secondary nucleus. So first option will be our correct answer, that one of the synergid through the filiform apparatus. You can also, if we correctly look at the diagram of the insect, it is also correctly given. So first option will be our correct answer for this question. Moving towards the next question, 140. In angiosperms, the functional megaspore of linear tetrad is first nearest to the micropyle, second from micropyle, third from micropyle, or fourth from micropyle. So in angiosperms, the functional megaspore is a linear tetrad, remember, is fourth from the micropyle, See, this was the micropylar end, you can see, and this is fourth from micropyle. So here fourth option will be our correct answer for this question. Now moving towards the question 141. So read the given statements about lichens and select the incorrect ones. Okay, incorrect one we need to identify. So it is saying they represent the example of commensalism. No, it does not represent the example of commensalism. They although represent mutualism, basically, where both the organisms get benefited. They basically a symbiotic relationship. The next one is algal partners obtains water and mineral salts from the fungus, and the fungal partner obtains food preparation by the alga. It is absolutely correct. Next one is they do not grow in polluted areas. They do not grow in polluted areas. Absolutely correct, because they are great pollution indicator. Now the fourth one is the microbiont is mostly green alga or Bastiomycetes. This is not correct, because Now the next one is the phycobiont is mostly a green alga or a cyanobacterium. It is absolutely correct because the fungal component fungal component is the phycobiont. Algal component is the phycobiont. We also get confused sometimes, but it's okay. Fungal component is the mycobiont. That's why this is correct. Now, this is lastly saying that these constitute the pioneer community in hydroseed. No, these are the pioneer community in lithoseed. That's why what are the incorrect statement? First, fourth, and sixth. Fourth option will be your correct answer for this question. Now moving towards the next question, 142. So it is saying that what is not true for mycorrhiza. Okay, so it is that nearly 30% of the vascular plants have this symbiotic relationship with fungi. This is not correct. It is approximately 90%. 90% of the vascular plants have this symbiotic relationship with fungi. Land plants. Sorry. So 90% of the land plants, basically land plants have this symbiotic relationship with fungi. Now the next one is the fungus primarily makes the nitrogen available to the plants. So this is also not a correct statement for mycorrhiza. The last one is fungi get organic carbon from plants. It is absolutely correct. These two statements are not correct. You can read this in explanation that mycorrhiza is the product of symbiotic association between fungi and green plants. Plants prepare the food through the process of photosynthesis for the fungus, and in turn the fungus enhance the surface area for absorption of essential minerals such as phosphorus into the plants. So nitrogen primarily makes the nitrogen available to plants is not correct. So these plants are also more adapted in terms of survival than non-mycorrhizal plants. I mean, you can just see the 90% of the land plants have this. So here that not true for this first and second. So second option will be our correct answer for this question. Moving towards the next question, 143. Which of the following is not an edible fungi? Agaricus bisporus, morels, truffles, or puccinia. Agaricus bisporus is common button mushroom, widely famous as food. Then morels and truffles also consumed as food delicacies. And last one, this puccinia is not a edible fungi. So your fourth option will be our correct answer. Moving towards the next question, 144. Which of the following statements is true for Archaebacteria? True for Archaebacteria. It is saying that all Archaebacteria are fossils. No, not all Archaebacteria are fossils. All Archaebacteria are halophiles. No, not all Archaebacteria are halophiles. Now the third one is all Archaebacteria are old living entity. It is absolutely correct. Archaebacteria means very, very, very old. So this all Archaebacteria are old living entities, and all Archaebacteria are photosynthetic. No, all Archaebacteria are not photosynthetic. That's why here third option will be your correct answer for this question. Moving towards the next question, 145. So it is saying that in 5 kingdom system of classification, which single kingdom out of the following can be included the blue-green algae, nitrogen fixing bacteria, and methanogenic archaebacteria? So bacteria means Monera. So here simply our answer will be Monera. First option will be our correct answer for this question. Moving towards the next question, 146. It is saying that a group of plants with similar traits of any rank is species, genus, order, or taxon. So an organism represent or occupies a place or position in the system of classification, and there are many categories or ranks. and are generally referred to as taxonomy categories or taxon. So here fourth option will be our correct answer for this question. Now the next question 147. So if we remember this, that family is placed between order and genus, genus and species, class and order, and phylum and class. So if we remember the trick I gave you, KPC of GS, KPC of G, yes, so family is placed between order and genus. So here first option will be our correct answer for this question. Now this one is a match the following type question. The next one 148. 140. Match the following and choose the correct combination. First one is column 1 common name and second is taxonomy category order. So first is wheat. So wheat is taxonomy category order is poales. Now the next one is mango. Mango is sapindales category order. Housefly have the order is Diptera and man have the order Primata. Primate or Primata. That's why here second option will be our correct answer for this question. Moving towards the next question. 149. Potato and brinjal belong to the genus Solanum, Allium, Brassica or Mangifera. So potato and brinjal both belong to the genus Solanum. Potato also have the name basically Solanum tuberosum. That's why, so if you only remember this, you can solve this question. That's Solanum. Now moving towards the next question 150. That is the select the incorrect set from the following Polymoniales convolusi solensi, then Primata gorilla or gibbon, Felidae cat and dog, Panthera leopard and tiger. Polymoniales convolusi solensi is correct. Primata, the order gorilla and gibbon is also correct. And then Felidae is cat and dog. No, Felidae is the family of mammals in a order, and basically cats are belong to Felidae family. Cats are belong to Felidae family and dogs belong to Canidae family. Here cats are belong to Felidae family and dogs belong to the family Canidae. This is not correct. Panthera leopard and tiger, Panthera pardus and Panthera tigris are the respective name for leopard and tiger. So here third option will be our correct answer for this question. So this concludes the discussion of the first part of biology. I hope you understand all the questions. All the best.